Welcome to the Claret and Blue podcast. We're here for our first match preview of the season, not live this time. We did a live stream this morning where we spoke transfers. We wanted to separate the Brighton stuff away from that. So if you're not interested in transfers, which presumably is nobody, and you are interested in Brighton, you can just watch the Brighton stuff separately. So we thought we'd do 2 episodes here. John, I know you're well because we've already had a chat today already. So we're going to get straight into it. How do you feel about the new season? We are now here. We're going to play tomorrow, 24 hours time. Are you nervous? Are you excited? I'm pretty confident, I think.
I'm excited, yeah. I'm excited for different reasons. Again, doing the job I do, I get to go to the press box and view the game, maybe in a different way to obviously support us and speak to Emery and stuff and get that nice experience. So I'm looking forward to that, having that back. And then just in general with Villa and being a fan, it's interesting times for sure. And Emery's press conference on Friday afternoon was really good, actually. For those who hadn't seen my walk and talk, I don't blame you. And what I did say, though, was that you would have no idea that we were in a major summer rebuild, apart from when you start listening to the questions. But the mood and the vibe was very, very good. I said hello to Damian and Unai and shook their hands, and very this is welcome back. Here we are, ready for the new season. Don't look over there. Don't look out the window. Shut the blinds. No one else is leaving. No, but it was good. It was fun. It was really good energy about Emery and very open about questions. Clearly, he's contented with everything that's going on. And we've got lots of different quotes that have been published across Birmingham Mail and stuff. So go and read those if you haven't already, and there'll be more as well to come. But he's essentially fine. Well, not to say fine, but he's content with what's happening and he's energised and he's ready to go again.
Yeah, and I can't imagine you sitting around got Bodymore going, actually, you know what? I wanted to get rid of all of them anyway. I'm sure we'd all rather still have Tielemans and whatnot, but it is what it is. You play the hand you've been dealt. You have to get on with it, right? Yeah. You can sink or swim. He's not that kind of character, right? He will want to go into this kind of full-bodied and give it everything.
Part of me, sorry, I'll cut you off.
That's all right. I was going to say, is there an element that, I'm not doing this because I don't need to fake how I feel. Is there an element that we're putting a brave face on it? No. We're just trying to be you know what? Yeah, this is pretty crap, but let's just give it a good go. It's genuine, right? They're really trying to look for it.
Yeah, no, actually, it's genuine. You can be in every, apart from one Mostar press conference with Emery in the last, however, 3 or 4 seasons.
4 years almost,
yeah. Yeah, when he's he doesn't fake that. I don't think he can as well. He'd be a really good active. So, but I would just add that I actually think it's the first time I thought about this. Maybe because this was almost firstly, Villa have done the thing. They've won the trophy. They've got over that part. That was the main thing to do. And we're in the Champions League again. It was almost like a bit of a cloud, I think, this rebuild. We knew it was coming at some point. You had a 31-year-old, in different positions. But do you know what I mean? Everyone was talking about, he's got 2 years left on his deal. He's 30. He's going to... Maybe Emery's just thought, you know what? We've done the trophy. The rebuild's happened and happening. I've got some players that I did want. You know what? I'm glad it's just happening now and it's sort of done. And we don't have to talk about it. Because once... I mentioned this to someone else and I can't remember who it was. Might have even been you. Don't talk to many of the people. We're actually at a point now where we might have a rough start to the season. We all know that. Who's going to play up front on Sunday? But...
We'll get to that.
If we can get through that, come out of that the long international break, done that, and we're in a bit of a positive space around December time, and we're around the European positions, we're okay in the Champions League, and our squad is set. That's the important thing. We don't have old players not old players, but players who we know we're probably going to have to sell at some point because they're going to massively decrease in value. We're actually in a good position there. Our wages have come down. We have a good squad. If we're in a good position, those things are linked. We have Emery. He's energised. Those things, I think we could be in a very positive position.
And I'm in a positive mindset until we're proven otherwise, right? If we're bottom at Christmas, fair enough.
Yeah.
But for now, again, change is change, and human beings don't like change. But the club and Unai Emery, the guy that we laud as the genius, trust the process, he's in it he's fully invested. So I'm fully invested until there's reason for me to come on here and say otherwise. So we could lose the first 5 games. I'm not going to sit here and go, it's all right.
Look what happened last season.
We'll be fine in October.
Yeah.
Look,
And we
will beat Brighton, by the way. Kind of early season prediction hot take here. I quite fancy us. I back us to beat them.
Yeah, but just quickly I will say that in a second as well. But what we're talking about there, the positivity that we have, it's not like after we lose maybe to Arsenal and we've lost 2 games in a row or something, and people are like, you guys are well too positive. Like, could you not see there's too much change? We agree. I would have rather us not have changed this much. Yeah, but it's happened and it's happening. What else can we do? Yeah, exactly. And that's the kind of the point. I think as fans, we just need to accept this has happened. Emery's accepted it. He's happy. So why should we not just, do you know what I mean? If they're okay with it, I struggle to think of a reason why we should also be like incredibly down in the dumps. And basically, like if Emery was giving off bad vibes,
I've seen the players. Yeah, if Emery was in a mood and stropping about, and we were like, "Oh my god, you know what?
Yeah. And you can
he's not on board with this. He could walk." That's a very different conversation.
And that was where we were last year. Yeah. Emery wasn't. Yeah, like, of course it was a new season. Like you get the excitement or whatever. But he was relatively, I won't say grumpy. He certainly was after the Sunderland game. But even before that, there was just like a
lazy.
We haven't brought in that many players. We haven't moulded the squad too much. We've lost Ramsey, but we've kept the other guys okay. But there was a bit like it's just an undercurrent of is Martinez going? Is he leaving? We have clarity. These guys have left. That has happened. And if Watkins goes, he will not play for Aston Villa anymore. You bring someone else in. Martinez hopefully will leave, and Suzuki is now the number 1 and happily ever after. We just need to crack on now. This is the position that we're in. This is how the club view it, how Emery views it, the recruitment team, McGinn. And us as fans, I don't want us to be the ones who are sort of left behind of like but we're not on board with it yet. We're not too sure. Because I really liked Watkins, or most people do anyway. Like, we've just got to get into it. We've got to jump into it with, with our full energy as well. But yeah, who knows? Maybe we have a poor start. That doesn't mean we're going to have a bad December and a bad January. We said in the live show we did, didn't we? Done like as long as Villa are knocking on the door around April time of those European positions, that means we'll be about 6 points away from Champions League, maybe at worst, maybe 7 if we're in 7th or something like that. It will be condensed. If we're at the Champions League, you got to run a games there. Villa can feasibly win 5 or 6 games in a row because we've done it before, and those players won't be new then. Garnacho will know where to go in Bodymore Heath to get his dinner. Like those.
Hopefully he knows that already. He's been here a few weeks.
Do you get the point? Like everyone knows what we're doing here.
Yeah, exactly. There's clearly
that's a long time away.
There's clearly an element of the players that have left, whether by release clause or not. Either the club have gone, the money's too good, we have to accept it, or the players want to leave because they've not signed new contracts. And we've won the trophy, we've done the thing. I've been here 5 years. I've been here 7 years. I've kind of done my time, right? I've got a big offer on the table from someone else. I've got the opportunity to play for the champions. I've got the opportunity to go to Saudi and earn stupid money. Like, players move on. They don't care about Villa in the same way that we do. And that's not to say that they hate it and they dislike the club. It's not
that. They're stay forever. They're professionals.
It's a job. They go somewhere else and we get the next one in. We get Nicholas Jackson in and he gives us 4 years and then he leaves. It's just, it's the cycle, right? We've all been supporters of the football club long enough. This is what happens.
And on that, a key quote that stood out to me yesterday that I tweeted yesterday. This is Emery. The only thing that doesn't change is the supporters. The supporters from Aston Villa will always be there. They are the most important. And then he went on to say, Aston Villa supporters start as Aston Villa supporters and they end their life as Aston Villa supporters. And he's bang on. Like, there's always going to be change and there has been change. Emery will go at one point and we won't be this positive.
yeah, that'll be horrible.
Different vibes.
Whoa, let's not talk about that yet.
But that's kind of what he didn't intimate that was going to even happen. But he basically said the coaches, the staff, the players, even the owners, like, things change at some point in history. Of course they do. But the fans will always stay as fans. So I think that's why he's basically calling on the supporters. You're always going to be here. Enjoy what's going on because it's brilliant. And those changes, it's not ideal, but equally, I think we have an opportunity here to be in a really strong position again. Maybe later on in the season, maybe not now, but this could be.
Finish strong, and you can do good things.
Who knows? Maybe I don't want to say it's a blessing in disguise because I'm not saying that. Because we've said in loads of different podcasts, losing Watkins is a bad thing, losing Tielemans is a bad thing, but if we can show signs of developing new players, younger players with less wages, hopefully, and we have Emery, I'd much rather be in that position come February than be in a very similar position, but with those same players. You know,
Yeah,
those guys are legends for me. Tielemans, not Tielemans. Tielemans isn't a legend in my opinion because he hasn't been there for that long. Watkins, yes. Conte, yes. Martinez, yes. Maybe not into that debate now. Maybe Tielemans is some people. I don't know. Maybe he is, and I did him a disservice there. But my main point is that those guys will always be treasured for me, and I think should be for fans as well. And they can move on. That's fine. Now we start a new cycle. We're in the middle of it. Yeah, we played Brighton at the weekend.
Yeah. You mentioned our live show just there. I'm going to flash up a few images that Max Stokes actually took for us of you, me, Kendrick, and Ty Bracey on stage at Herbert's Yard. Really, really good. 350 Villa fans there. Us having a nice little chat about all things Villa, big season preview vibes. Obviously, we didn't film our season preview. Oh, no, we did film our season preview, but we binned it. But we were quite positive in that, kind of in the same way that we're positive now about, looking forward to the season.
I think this is a condensed version.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. So let's kind of hone it in on Brighton specifically a little bit. Yeah. I went through their squad before this, and I'm no kind of oracle on football, but I was kind of looking through it. It's like, who do I put on the thumbnail? And I was like, well, Minter's there, and Matoma and Lewis Dunk, and they're recognisable. And I was like, there's lots of these players that I don't really know much about. And we didn't talk about Brighton specifically in our season preview, but obviously they're in Europe, and I think they could struggle a little bit. Is my kind of potential hot take on them. I don't think they're that good.
They're depleted for the weekend for sure. Minter won't be there.
Yeah. But Labour might go to United as well.
Labour will go to United. Yeah. So they're without a number of players as well. I think it's probably the best time to play Brighton.
Yeah,
they played
probably a good time to play Villa as well, to be fair.
Yeah, but that's a given. They played Thursday night against Tromsø. Yeah. They drew 0-0 and I had a quick scan of their fans, and to be honest, Twitter's probably like the worst place to get a rational take. But a lot of them were annoyed about how they played. They said it was a terrible performance and all these different things. So let's see. I'm going in with no kind of big expectation, and equally, if we lose, okay, the season is not going to be defined even before the international break, let alone our first match. But yeah, no, Brighton. Yeah, they've had changes. They've got new players in. Vuskovic is a good defender, I think. They brought in Strauch as well from Leeds. But yeah, they've lost a few as well. They lost Welbeck, of course. They've lost Matoma for injury and may lose him anyway to Liverpool. I think Matoma is still out, I think. I don't know who their striker will be. Is it Rutter, maybe?
But either way, Minter then for Liverpool?
Yeah, what did I say?
You said Matoma.
Oh, Minter to Liverpool, and then Matoma might be out anyway, I think, for injury. Okay. They got some issues, but, first game of the season's at home for Brighton. Villa will be depleted. But I would also say that we will have a strong enough team, I think, to get a result. I think the striker position is a major worry, of course. But Rashford played up front against Brighton when we won there 3-0. And I don't think played much like a striker during the game until he had one counter-attack and we scored, and then scored a couple more. Can Garnacho do that? I don't know.
We'll do a team in a sec. I would like a positive start. Firstly, to help the fan base, and I don't really care about the external noise, but if Villa did have a positive start, which I don't think many people are expecting, it would kind of put paid to some of that, like, well, Villa will struggle this year. They've had loads of changes, or they'll do lucky to finish in the top half, which is a narrative out there. If Villa were to beat Brighton, Hull and Tottenham, for argument's sake, and we're like fifth come the international break, I think a lot of people will go, oh yeah, like Villa are quite good, aren't they? Because they've got Emery, because they've still got Kamara, because they've still got Emery. Buendia's had a good start. We know whatever it is. I would like that to be the narrative. Obviously, we could be dreadful for the first 5 games, and everyone will cement their status of like, oh yeah, Villa underdogs to underachieve this year. But I feel pretty positive, and I don't want that to come across like there will be people that are like, oh, these guys are so deluded. They can't see how serious it is, and blah blah. And listen, if it turns really bad, we will talk about it. That's what we do. Is we cover what's happened rather than try and kind of predict too much. But I feel pretty comfortable about where Villa are. I expect us to get stronger as the season goes on.
We're not done, are we? I think that's the key thing.
I am kind of anticipating a bit of a slow start.
Yeah.
So I don't think it really matters.
That's kind. Well, it doesn't. We saw last season. It does not matter. Villa can go on a run.
Yeah.
2 points basically. The reason I think why we're
2 points. God, we want more than
that. But the reason why I think we have the kind of the butterflies of the new season, should we say? Maybe that's the third point because it's just a new season. But we are not finishing the transfer window. We have time still to build a squad. So in a way, it's like we have uncertainty. Yeah. But I think we're almost channeling it in a positive way because we know where we are with it, right? And then the second point again is the start of the season. It's the start. We're not in January where we know we need to have a really good second half of the campaign here. Oh my God, but we've just lost 4 players. That's very different, because that's a totally different vibe. We have such a long way to go in a season. We have probably around 50 plus games to play. We have a Champions League. There's so much to go at. The playing Brighton, Arsenal, and then Hull, it's not going to define us. It really isn't. We could lose all 3 of those games and us lose our heads. But then we win at Spurs and we beat Forest. And it's fine. That is where we are, unfortunately. So I say unfortunately. I think it's a good thing because we have a good enough manager that we know that, should we start slow, but we'll probably be okay because we have evidence to prove it. And not just at Villa, at Sevilla, at Villarreal and at Valencia as well. Major changes for Emery and he is fine.
Lose Emery as well and Sean Dyche is in charge. You go, we'll have a bad start, we're doomed. It's completely different.
That's it. When we had Gerrard and we won that game at Southampton, Dan, it's the most oppressive I've ever felt after winning a football match. Really was. I remember saying to one of my mates, I don't know what to feel here. Because you knew that it was going nowhere. We all knew after I remember the Bournemouth game when Ash came on in the car park. I think I remember saying to you, it's not right. It's just something that isn't right here. You have this horrible feeling of this is going nowhere. And I'm happy to make a change now. We all felt that. And you felt it more and more and more and more until it came to a crescendo against Fulham. With Emery, though, it's not like that. It felt bad after the Sunderland game last season. I remember saying in a car park again after the game at Stadium Light and said, this is the lowest ebb under Emery. But you still felt don't change the manager though. Something needs to change and we need to go a bit back to basics or whatever it may be, or you need to take some players out and refresh it or whatever it may be. And we did, bits here and there and we were okay. So let's go into Brighton with some positivity. If we lose, we lose. We have business to do. We have players to sign. Players will go, I think, in some cases. And bring it on, really. I think that's the attitude that all of us fans need to have.
Yeah, we are effectively drawing a line under it here. But come August 31st, it's drawing a line for everyone. Window's short. We know where we stand till at least January. See what we can do.
First game's Hull as well, which I quite like with respect to Hull. You finish the window. Next game's Hull. If you can finish the window well and then win, it doesn't matter what happened in the game against Arsenal and Brighton. Obviously, we want to win and play well, but you get my point. Yeah.
Let's try and pick an 11 then. And we wanted this to be about 25 minutes and we've done 17. I'm going to try and leave most of this in, to be honest. We'll just kind of have it live. So how do we pick an 11 besides the obvious? Cash, Lindelof, Torres, Maatsen?
Yeah, I think so.
I won't be surprised about Ruggieri, but I think it probably...
I don't think he'll start.
Just
I think so, familiarity,
Kamara, Gomez still injured?
Believe so, but let's see. I imagine that Barkley would play a lot.
I think so. Kamara, Barkley, McGinn, obviously. Buendia.
Yeah.
Hemmings.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, and then obviously I've left out the 2 obvious positions up front and goalkeeper. We said on our live stream earlier today that Watkins, if there is a move on the cards, Villa or he will not want to risk an injury and scupper potentially a lot of money for him and a lot of money for the club, so potentially won't play. There wasn't an update on Tammy, I don't think, in the presser, but...
No, believed to be injured, though.
He's injured, we think. Maggio the same?
Yeah. I imagine Garnacho will play.
We're struggling up front, so you think Garnacho might play?
I don't think...
false 9?
Or maybe just
a 9.
Straight, basically.
Garnacho play up front.
Too techy. I just think he'll try and stretch the back line. I imagine that he's probably the only player in our squad that's played as a striker at some stage in his career.
Yeah, I wondered if anyone else could do a job there that they might not have done it. Could McGinn do a job up front?
Obviously you could play in theory, because again, formations are fluid in 2026. It's not so rubber stamped. In theory, you could play McGinn and Buendia in that sort of space, and then you have Garnacho and Hemmings, almost like a front 4 as such, and you just basically populate it. If you get me, but I think Garnacho
someone's got to press first, and we'll kind of back you up, and we'll
and that's why I think Garnacho makes the most sense. If we play a long ball, it will come back. So we are going to have to play out well, hit on a counter attack. I think mainly if we're going to get anything out of this game, we need to be defensively solid. I think if we can keep a clean sheet, then we won't lose.
Yeah, that's a good start.
You get my point. As long as we're tight and we don't give any free chances away. Such good.
If we score one more goal than Brighton, we will win.
No, yeah, yeah, of course. But if we are going to go gung-ho and it keeps coming back, I think we lose because we don't have the kind of structure and attack, shall I say, to make enough of those opportunities. I don't think. I think we need to make situations where we're left, 2-on-2 or whatever it may be, or you get my point.
Yeah.
We're not going to have a striker that's sniffing out chances. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, we're going to have to play in a certain way. But I do like that. And we'll go on to the goalkeeper in a minute. But their back four is familiar. The midfield two is familiar-ish. Barkley, if he does play, needs to play a lot better than what he played against Gladbach, I would say that. But he did also improve when Kamara came on. So
I wonder, and I don't expect Brighton to sit in necessarily, particularly at home on the first day, but if there are periods of the game when we're possession heavy and they have sat back a bit, is the structure in place yet that we are able to break them down with what we've got? I wonder whether we've got enough to kind of spark something out of nothing, but it remains to be seen. The goalkeeper, it's going to be Bizot or Suzuki.
Yeah.
I'd be stunned if Martinez played out of nowhere.
Martinez ain't going to play.
He was pictured in training, but training alone to get himself back up to speed because of a move, potentially.
Yeah, but they do say he hasn't got any pain and he hasn't actually got an injury.
Yeah, so, he's not going to play. I would rather just throw Suzuki straight in there, to be honest.
Would you?
Yeah, because if he's going to be the number one, what's to be gained from playing Bizot in this game and giving Suzuki one more?
The only thing that I keep thinking about is, when I assume it was Martinez played it to Douglas Luiz at the Amex in Emery's second game, and he lost. And we come back and won 2-1 thanks to Danny Ings' double. But I can't get that out of my head and thinking I can see Suzuki. And there wasn't even like Martinez's mistake necessarily. I can't quite recall. But anyway, but you know what I mean? We've made a playing out from the back error at the Amex before. Do you know what I mean? Though?
But then I kind of think, well, if all right, say this is right. This is a scenario. Here's some positivity for you. Yeah. One of the goalkeepers makes a mistake. Does it matter that it's Bizot or Suzuki? Like if Suzuki's your number one,
I'd rather
get your mistake out of the system and go again.
Yeah. I hate to analyse who would we rather make this mistake. I don't know. It works one way of like, is he then scared to play out from the back, or is it fine?
I've got one out of my system. Come on, it's all right. Go again.
We'll do it again. I don't know.
We're gonna do it anyway.
Let's see. I really don't have that much to say. But apart from what you've mentioned there, you're gonna have to do it. So.
I know it's more time on the training pitch and getting his teammates.
There's nothing like playing in the game and
stuff, but play a game with them. Yeah, I think you're beneficial there.
Whatever happens, I will say fine. Because
would you rather Suzuki's debut be Brighton or Arsenal?
I don't mind Brighton, I suppose. By the way, you're asking. Whoever plays, that will be who Emery thinks is, or the goalkeeper coach even. That's who's ready. Or no, not even that. If he doesn't play, they don't think he's ready. If he does play, he's ready.
Yeah.
I think it's that simple. I don't think they'll throw him in if the goalkeeper coach is thinking, a couple of those passes out the back in training or whatever were a bit squiff, or maybe his even like small things like his body shape wasn't quite right. We need to work on that a little bit in the next week before Arsenal. I would say don't play him then. Just play Bizot. Because what you don't want to do is go into a game where the goalkeeper is shaky and that Rutter or whoever is pressing him like a madman. Right,
John, just to wrap up this first episode then, score predictions. We used to track them. Can't really be bothered because we lost track of tracking them. So just a vibe. How do we feel? Win, lose, draw, an actual number on it? What do you want to
do? I think maybe a draw for Villa.
Dear.
Oh, I'm for Brighton.
Yeah, that's how it works. Like I said earlier, I kind of back us to beat them. I've just got a weird feeling that there's a bit of like, Villa could be difficult. And then we go and win 3-1 or something. Everyone goes, actually, I know it's only Brighton, but that's a decent result. Like Villa have started okay, and
I get it.
Just kind of see that somehow, and someone like McGinn popping up and going, I'm still here. Let's have it. Kind of lead the team, and nothing to worry about, Villa fans. Look, we've still got it. I'm going to go 3-1.
Okay, I'm going to bring it down and say 0-0.
Okay, I was going to say I don't know who's scoring those three, but I want to go with the vibe.
Yeah, I think. I think anything could happen here. Genuinely.
Yeah,
but I would say if you were a Brighton fan, I'd feel confident. Maybe not necessarily because of how you've played against Tromsø or the business you've done. I think it's more so if you're ever going to beat Villa, it's now.
Yeah, we've got a good record against them, but I don't know if that's much now that we've lost half our players. To be honest,
and we have scored a lot of goals against them as well.
Yeah. Okay, all right, we'll wrap up there. John, thank you very much for your time as always. Enjoy the game. We will have a catch-up on Monday, on Mailbag Monday, where we'll assess whatever has happened at the Amex and look ahead to transfer bits and pieces developing, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Get your score predictions and feelings in the comments as well. And you can also get involved in the Mailbag on Sunday evening so we can discuss. I'll be live next at about 4 o'clock, 4:30 with Sam Lenny Leonard for his first competitive... Oh, no, he did the PSG one. So his first Premier League season, post-match reaction of the new season. So do join us then if you can. All right, John, thanks for joining me. Thank you for watching or listening to Claret and Blue, and we'll see you Sunday. Bye-bye.